In that time, there's been some developments on how to monetize the platform. So in-app purchases were added in late 2018, and in-app purchases are basically they began with gifts. So you could pay your money to buy a virtual gift that you could send to your favorite creators. And some of these gifts are worth a lot of money. I think the most expensive one at the minute is more than £400, and you've got a few that cost like a few p. But creators do make a lot of money on it, and especially when they live, that's where they get most of their gifts from. So that was the start of in-app purchases on the platform. But this did continue to be an issue. How did they expand further than this? At this point, they weren't running any ads on the platform. I don't know if many of you remember using TikTok in lockdown. There was no ads on the platform, so it was a really, really great experience, and it was just scrolling through really funny videos, and a lot of people were using it during lockdown as well. So it was a really good experience, but obviously for the platform, they weren't making any money because there wasn't any ads. They only had the in-app purchases. They needed to expand on a bit more than that. So they started working on how to make more money, essentially. TikTok for Business was launched in June 2020. TikTok for Business is their ads platform, and they had a really big campaign at the beginning. If anybody works in marketing, works in social, might remember this. They had a big campaign, which was, the strapline was, "Don't make ads, make TikToks," because everybody's in the mindset of making ads. Nobody had really used the platform too much by this point. Obviously, it's been around for 2 years, but it only really did launch in 2020. During lockdown, the users skyrocketed. So you needed to get out of the mindset of making ads for this platform. You essentially needed to create really organic, native style content that felt right on the platform for it to work as an ad. TikTok Shopping started its rollout in September 2021. The rollout was slow, and after the platform had tested a lot of different options, in 2022 it started to be used more frequently by its users. So TikTok Shop actually has been around for a little while, and it's just grown really big within the last few years. It's gone through a change in brand position. So a lot of people see the app as just a video app, like another social media, but actually it's becoming an e-commerce platform. They've rolled out a lot of new features. Obviously, TikTok Shop is a one-stop place where you can discover a product, buy it seamlessly, and have it delivered to your house in just a few clicks. So it really has undergone a big change from just scrolling through videos to actually being a viable e-commerce website. In this graph here, you can see TikTok is amongst loads of different advertising platforms. So the question here is, thinking about the different ways that you may learn about a new product, which are you most likely to buy the product? So you've got at the top recommendations from friends and family, seeing a friend or family member using the product, and then you have TikTok videos. So that's really high up. That's over in-store display advertising, TV advertising, Instagram ads, Facebook ads, print magazines. So it's really influential when it comes to convincing people to buy a product. There's a few ways why I think TikTok is really powerful for this, because of these three areas. The content on TikTok is really good. It's really relatable. That drives engagement. It's also really entertaining, and TikTok only shows you videos that are relevant to you. So the algorithm is really strong. So you're always engaged with the content that's shown to you on the For You page. It has a really big community, and it's a really authentic community. So these people aren't necessarily the Instagram influencers that you're used to. The influencers on TikTok are regular people. So they've formed communities from similar interests or similar behaviors. So it is a real strong community on there. And the creators are advocates of the brand. So you can obviously reach out to creators to promote your new product, but actually a lot of creators on there talk about products because they like it themselves. Especially with the launch of TikTok Shop, a lot of the creators and people who are influencing others to buy the products are just regular people who have decided to tag the product from TikTok Shop to their video. So there's a lot of authentic and honest reviews on there. There are two key factors at why TikTok is a really successful sales channel. One is trust, and the other is seamless shopping. So as I've just mentioned before, that trust factor comes from regular people sharing a lot of reviews and feedback on the products that they've bought, either through TikTok Shop or outside of TikTok. That combined with a really seamless shopping experience is a winning combination. So when I say seamless shopping experience, you'll see in a few slides how easy it is to purchase from TikTok. You discover a video on your For You feed that has a product tagged in it. You click on the product, you open up a profile page, and you can purchase, I think, in 2 more clicks. It's super easy. As a platform as well, TikTok is encouraging this sort of in-app purchase because they don't want people to leave the platform. So what happens on social media obviously is, if you're on the platform, you are there ready to be advertised to by other brands who have paid for a space in the feed, for example. If you leave the platform to buy your product, obviously that's great because you're getting one brand is getting a really valuable conversion. But what's happening to Meta, let's say, for example, is they've lost you now. You can't be advertised to because you've left the platform to buy this product. So by creating this in-app experience, you can quickly buy the product and then you're back onto the newsfeed as quickly as possible. So with you not leaving the platform, you're still able to be advertised to once you return to the For You page. There's a lot of new products on TikTok Shop. So there's obviously products that you love, and then there's products that you didn't know you needed. So there's a really vast range of things that you can discover on there, and more brands are launching on TikTok Shop. So it's not just makeup that you can buy on there. There's a whole range of different things suited to your interests. So it's becoming a bit similar to Amazon. And it's really important to remember that it's not just creators posting on TikTok and sharing products from TikTok Shop on there. It's people just like you. So if you've had a really good experience or you've bought something on TikTok, you might decide to create a TikTok video saying how much you like the product, or alternatively, you could be saying how this product wasn't quite what you wanted. So there's a lot of honest feedback on the platform, which makes it really trustworthy to others who are looking to buy from that same retailer. So this is the path to purchase. I've mentioned how easy this was. It really is just a few steps. So on the left, you will see a product link in your TikTok shop. Sorry, in your TikTok video. The product link is this little box here. So it's advertising this white shirt that the lady's wearing. So this could show to you as an ad. It could also show to you as an organic video. So there's multiple ways that you could be shown that. Once you click through, you can have a little preview of the product, so you can see the key information such as the price, different variations, the delivery fee, that sort of thing. You can click into it and go into a full screen where you can select the options that you want. So you're discovering it a bit more, you're engaging, you are actually considering the purchase at this point. And then once you want to buy it, you just click the buy now button and you're taken to a checkout page where you can pay and sort delivery in the same page, essentially. You place your order. That then is fulfilled either by TikTok or the seller, and you go straight back onto the For You page. So you can get updates for your purchases through email. You can get updates for your purchases within the app, whichever suits the user best, essentially. Both options are there. So the main way that you can discover new products on TikTok is I think there's 4 ways that you can do this. The first one is the shop tab. So you can see that TikTok is prioritizing shopping just as much as entertainment on this platform because it's become one of the key tabs at the top. For You page, obviously, a lot of people would have heard or have used the For You page. That is the newsfeed essentially of TikTok, and they've put the shop tab up there of equal weighting to the For You page. So it's very important. You can click the shop tab and discover new products that TikTok thinks you're interested in, or you can search for new products. Very similar to Temu or Amazon. It's a lot of like gadgets and things on there as well. So you have deals, which will come up at the top. It's very discount led really on TikTok Shop. Not all the time, but a lot of the recommended for you or today's deals are very discount led. If none of these are picking your fancy, obviously you can search for what you're looking for in the search bar up here. In this tab as well, you can look at your orders or your messages from retailers and any favorite products that you've seen but don't want to buy just yet. This shop tab launched in 2023, so this is quite a recent development for TikTok. You can also shop in profile. So let's say you already know what retailer you want to buy from. You can go to their profile and you can shop directly from their profile. This type of activity is usually done if a customer already knows you or have purchased from you previously. Oh, sorry, this little video here. There we go. So just an example of what that looks like in profile. You can also shop from within videos. So this is probably the most common way to shop. A video will come up on your For You page and a product will be tagged that is of interest to you, more than likely. This content is prioritized in the feed so more people can see the content and shop. So you'll probably see now that every 2 or 3 videos that you scroll through on TikTok is a TikTok Shop video. So TikTok really encouraging people to shop within the platform. I think this might be a video. There we go. So it's very easy to buy from within videos. The purchases that I've made on TikTok have been new product discoveries from within videos where I've seen other people using the product and I've thought to myself, actually, that's a really good product or a really good price. So there are 2 key factors there. It's quality of product and value for money, which are important to me when I discovered a product and I purchased it. You could also shop through TikTok Live. This is obviously something that you will need to feel confident doing yourself. If you don't feel confident doing yourself, you could use an influencer or somebody that's an expert in the area. This lady, for example, could be a makeup artist who's demonstrating the product. So it's probably not somebody from their marketing team. This is a really good opportunity for users to shop because in TikTok Lives, you can offer specific discounts during the lives, which creates urgency and creates like a panic amongst people to think, oh, I'm going to lose out on this really amazing discount if I don't buy this product right here and now. So that urgency is largely generated through like TV shopping style lives. So you'll have a presenter or a host and they'll be surrounded by all of your products and they will be going through each one saying this product is great for this. They're selling them to you, really actively selling them to you. And they'll be engaging with people in the chat. They'll be answering questions about the products in the chat. And they will be obviously dropping the prices for the period of this live. You don't have to do it like that. I do think that's quite a unique way of selling, and not a lot of retailers want to be seen as cheap. It is very much similar to TV shopping back in the day. Another way that you could use live is by doing demonstrations of your product, just showing off your range. So it can be a more personable experience. So you might see a lot of like clothing retailers showing the products that they have in their shop and trying them on with different clothes. So it's a softer approach to TikTok Live. This is another example of how to shop during a live. So here the user has tagged the items that she's using within her video. Creators and content. You don't need to make content, and I think that's the most important thing that you should hear, because a lot of people want to launch a TikTok shop but aren't in the position to make content on TikTok. And that's okay. Obviously, if you made content, that would elevate your shop massively. But if you're not in a position to make content yet, don't worry. What you really need to have is a really well thought out shop with really engaging and enticing commissions for creators to post that content on your behalf. And I will go into that here. So if you're browsing TikTok Shop, you can't click to the shop from a regular profile. So it doesn't it's not something that's entirely linked. So you could have a TikTok shop and not have a TikTok profile. There's a lot of TikTok shops which exist who have no presence on TikTok, and they are just really big wholesale sellers who want another platform to sell their products. Obviously, having a face of your brand really builds trust and credibility. And if you do have somebody in your team that is confident and would enjoy making TikToks, then absolutely get them involved in your TikTok strategy. But if you don't have somebody in your business that does that, don't worry too much. These are a couple of brands. Oh, well, this is one brand called P. Louise. So P. Louise is a makeup artist, and she launched a cosmetics brand called P. Louise after herself. She has a makeup academy, and she has really, really successfully launched her business on TikTok, and it's just expanded massively. So she is the founder of her business, but she also is the face of her business. So as you can see, she has two profiles here. One is the P. Louise Makeup Academy, which is her makeup academy, which also uses her makeup brand. And then she has her own profile, which is the P. Louise TikTok profile. She posts a lot of her own content on here. So both of these platforms sell from TikTok Shop. So there's two opportunities here for her to raise awareness of her products and also make money. If you didn't want to do that, the best way would be to use the affiliate program. So if you just want to launch on TikTok Shop and have other people post about you, this is the slide that is going to be most useful for you. So the higher commission that you offer on your products, the more likely that creators are going to promote the products for you. So as a creator, they will go into their TikTok Shop creator center, and they will look at what products offer the highest commission to include in their videos. So you can include a commission between 0% to 45%. If you're offering 45% on your video, on your product, a creator is more likely to include that in their video, because every time somebody buys one of your products, the creator will receive 45% commission. That's really high. You don't need to go as high as that. A lot of commission is set around 10 to 20%. But please be mindful that if you don't have somebody creating TikToks for you or a face of your brand, you are going to have to lean towards a heavier commission to get that reach and awareness out there. So this is some practical parts here of how to set up TikTok Shop. We do have a TikTok rep that we can refer you to if you want to launch TikTok Shop and have a guided process to help you do that. But these are some basics of how you begin to start a TikTok Shop. So you need to head to this URL up here and follow the verification process. So the verification process is basically where you provide TikTok with some documentation to prove that you're a real business and you're eligible to set up a TikTok Shop. Once that's been approved, you will have access to the TikTok Shop Seller Center. So this is like the back end of your shop where you can manage all of the commercial side of your TikTok Shop. So you can manage your product inventory here, you can manage your orders, your shipping, your promotions, finance, your data, growth center, and then obviously you've got your account settings down here. So it's a really comprehensive tool, very similar to the like Shopify, that sort of thing, where you can manage the full process through here. If you are new to TikTok Shop and you want to learn a bit more, go to the Academy, because they have a video for everything on there, for every button you could possibly click, every different like shipping option. You can learn everything that you need to within the Academy up here. And obviously if you decide to do this through one of our reps, then you've got that contact there for the guided process. There's a few different ways to upload your products into TikTok Shop. If you have only a small number of products and you're quite new to selling online, you could do a single product upload. If you have a really big inventory and a large product range, you can do a batch product upload. You need to make sure that you're optimizing your product pages. So in the same sort of way that you would optimize your SEO for your website or optimize your Amazon page. You need to be doing that on TikTok as well. So I've included a list of really important things, like a checklist that you need to go through when you're planning your product pages. I'll go through some of them real quick now. So make sure to use really high quality images in your TikTok shop listing. Make sure your description is paragraphed so it's readable and people can learn in segments about your product. Make sure that each variation has an image as well. So if you have the same image in multiple colors or multiple sizes, make sure to include that on there, because the more transparent you are with your product information, the more informed the customer is going to feel and the more likely that they're going to purchase. There are a few steps for a few options for shipping within TikTok. The two main options are shipped by platform, which lets TikTok take control and care of the shipping. This obviously comes at a premium, and it actually is the auto selected option when you launch TikTok Shop. So if that's not something that you want to do, make sure to untick that straight away. The other option is shipped by seller. So this is where you have control over what logistics supplier you want to use and how you'd like to ship your products. So it will have to be from TikTok's approved carriers list, but most big logistics companies are in there. So that's probably a more reliable option for you if you're already selling on all different platforms. One of the best things about TikTok Shop is that it can integrate with a lot of your existing platforms. So if you are using any of these platforms listed here for your e-commerce, TikTok Shop can integrate with them to make your listing experience or your selling experience a lot easier. So some of the key ones here, obviously Shopify, Magento, WooCommerce, they're commerce options that can be integrated. If you have any multi-channel partners that you think would be good to integrate with TikTok, there's an option here. So you've got Channel Advisor here, Feedonomics, Symbio, they're some of the big ones. And also any other big apps or services that you might use, such as Zendesk. Obviously, if you're running customer service for all of your channels through a platform such as Zendesk, you might want to add TikTok Shop in there, so you're not managing it in isolation on its own outside of Zendesk. So it's a really versatile platform and can be integrated easily to a lot of these big platforms. So if you integrate, I think that's probably the most beneficial thing to do. So it just becomes the same sort of process as the rest of your business, rather than just working in isolation, because I think that will be really difficult for you. I've listed some helpful tools on the end. So I've mentioned the TikTok Academy. This is one of the links here. It's definitely worth looking at these videos. They're really, really informative. So if you're planning on opening TikTok Shop, it's useful. Or if you've opened one and you think, I don't quite know how to do this, have a look at these videos because they're really prescriptive. Shopify have also got some really useful resources on how to sell on TikTok, and obviously integrating with their platform. And then lastly, this is the URL that you will need to launch a TikTok shop and go through the verification process. So this is the very beginning step that you need to take. So quite an important URL at bottom. That is it from me. I will stop sharing so I can see any questions that you've spoke about in the chat.
That was brilliant, Rachel. Thank you. Do you want to show us around some of those things? We finished a little bit earlier than what we thought, and then we could dive into more questions.
Oh no, Gurpreet, I can't hear you. That thing's happening again where you're not on mute, but I can't hear you.
Oh no, can everybody else hear me okay?
Not quite sure how to get the app for TikTok Shop on Spotify. I looked on the app and Shopify, but there are lots of them. Oh, I presume Gurpreet just asked if anybody can hear her. I couldn't hear that question.
think everybody else can hear
Oh,
me.
I still can't hear you.
Right, okay, I'm going to log in and out. I think it's on Rachel's side, but I'll log in and out, and otherwise we could just dive into the questions on the chat.
Okay, sorry, Gabriel, I can't hear you. I was just reading Ainsley's question about the app for TikTok Shop on Spotify. Ainsley, I can have a look for you. If you can just maybe send me an email to my email address, and I can help you with this. Rachel@annika.co.uk. Oh. Oh, it's not letting me put Rachel at Annika. Basically, my email address is rachel@annika.co.uk. But every time I type the at, it says all. Rachel, everyone can hear me, but you can't. Might need to refresh your screen. Okay, let me try that. I might disappear for a second. Bear with me.
Well, wait for Rachel to rejoin. And does anybody have any more questions? It's one of those where will TikTok kind of take over Amazon in some sense, because it's got more creator endorsements and things like that. So it's really interesting to kind of see different comparisons and things like that. Oh, Rachel, can you hear me now?
I can hear you. Why does this did it on our last webinar as well? It's so
It did,
annoying.
yeah, it's always a bit of a nightmare, but nothing can be as smooth on a Friday morning. It's ready for the weekend, I think.
No.
No, that's fine.
My laptop is.
We've got a few more questions that have come through. So Harry asks, do you think TikTok is a good platform for selling tickets for events?
That's interesting. I've actually never seen. Well, for a start, I don't think you'll be able to sell it through TikTok Shop, but TikTok as a separate thing. I guess if you were to post TikToks and promote your event organically through the videos and use ads, that could be beneficial. I've never seen ticket sales through TikTok, and I've personally never worked on a client like that either. They've all been e-commerce clients with physical products, so it's not something that I can really give you any useful advice on, apart from test it. It might work for you, it might not. That's why we test these things. But yeah, TikTok Shop you won't be able to.
Okay, cool. Tanya asks, do you need a lot of followers before you can start selling, or will they build gradually? Not sure if you need to build it up first.
Yeah, so this is one of the things that I mentioned. So you don't actually need to post content or have followers to launch a TikTok shop. They can be completely different things. So you can launch on TikTok Shop without even having any content on there. So there's a lot of retailers that do that. There's a lot of wholesalers, those types of people that manage TikTok like that. So yeah, they'll grow. If you decide to start posting content, obviously that will grow with time, but don't let that stop you from selling.
Brill. And also, do you need to stick with a niche for the algorithm, or can you start to
So if you're posting content, I do think it's still useful to stick with a niche. But if you're using TikTok Shop, you don't need to have a niche. You can sell anything you want on TikTok Shop. So try to remember that there's two different things to bear in mind here. There's TikTok Shop and what works for TikTok Shop, and then there's what works for TikTok content separately.
Brilliant. Okay, I've got a few more questions coming through. Do you have to pay monthly for a seller?
I'm not sure about that, to be honest. That's probably something that the TikTok Merchant Center can help with.
Well, okay. There's plenty of FAQ websites I've seen during this webinar that I've been kind of digging through, so I'm sure they'd probably cover it in there.
Yeah, TikTok wants to encourage people to sell on TikTok Shop, so they're really transparent with all their information, and they're really keen to help new sellers as well.
Brilliant. Also, this is quite an interesting question from Harry. Do you know if there are any restrictions to selling alcohol products or anything along those lines?
Yeah, so you can't sell alcohol on TikTok.
Would that be the same for any other products like tobacco and things like that, or is it just generally across?
Yeah.
Cool. Okay. Are you able to run any live tutorials behind a paywall on TikTok?
So you can sort of do this. So I personally don't know how to do this because I haven't ran this sort of thing before. But I follow she's a lawyer on TikTok, and she does like really valuable content for people, but you have to pay for that content. And she does actually use TikTok Shop for that. I personally don't know how to do it, but I know that there is, if that's something you want to do, there is a way that you could do that.
Cool. And just in terms of like the landscape of e-commerce websites and things like that and in-app stores, do you think TikTok has the capabilities to overtake Amazon because it's got more creator-driven endorsements in comparison to other sites? Or do you think Amazon would still stay on top?
Oh God, that's hard. I think Amazon probably will still be the leader. I think obviously TikTok's very new in the grand scheme of platforms. Obviously, Amazon's been around for so long, so many sellers. It's so global. So I don't think TikTok will be a competition with Amazon in the same. I don't know how to put it, in the same size, I guess.
Cool. We've got 20 minutes left if you wanted to go through some of the helpful sites that you mentioned, and share your screen and show them.
Yeah, sure. Let's see if my Safari works. Feel like I'm being tested here. To give context, all morning my Google Chrome hasn't been working, so I've moved on to Safari, which is not something I generally use. Oh no, I've lost you. Where have you gone?
If it's not working, it's fine. I can I'll add the links into the chat. And the recording and all the handouts will be provided. The handouts are currently the PDF document, and then the recording will come out in about an hour's time.
Let me try this for you. Okay, it's probably not a good one to start with. Let me go into the seller videos. Here we go. Can you see this page?
Yes, yeah, we can see that page.
Yeah. So this is the TikTok Shop Academy, and this is the tool that I was saying, which has all the really useful videos on. So you've got some seller examples down here, so you can look at case studies of how they started using TikTok Shop. So if your products are similar to any of these here, it might be worth having a look at those. TikTok Shop often do webinars on how to launch, as well as specific webinars on purchasing options, logistics, affiliates, all different aspects of TikTok Shop. So you can watch back the webinars that they've done on that there. And then down here, you've got the courses that I was telling you about. So lessons essentially on how to do each of the aspects that you need to set up and manage your TikTok Shop. So you've got some here, setting up with TikTok Shop, registering, managing products. So you literally can go step by step and watch all of these lessons, and you'll be really well informed on if you're doing things correctly and if you've picked the right options for your TikTok Shop. So there's a few different variations here, even APIs. So loads of information there for you. More information here on making sales. So if you've launched your TikTok Shop and you think, oh, how do I make this grow? These videos are useful for that. Some leveling up information here, so how to get your TikTok Shop even bigger. And then you've got some policy courses. So if you have some videos which keep having policy violations or anything like that, you can have a look at these guides to make sure that you're complying with their policies. And then if you're a creator on the other side, you've got some information on how to grow there. So if you've not launched TikTok Shop yet, or you have a TikTok Shop and you would like to post as a creator as well, this might be useful for you. So this is all free information, which I think it would be really beneficial to have a look through. Equally, TikTok Shop are really supportive of new sellers and to help grow existing sellers. So if you are running a TikTok Shop, make sure to reach out to your current rep. If you haven't started setting up your TikTok Shop yet, send me an email and I can put you in touch with our TikTok rep for new sellers, essentially, so she can help you launch. What else did I put in here? So this bottom one here is literally just the verification link that you need to click on to start your business. And then this top one, which was a Shopify page. This is just help you set up your TikTok shop and integrate it with Shopify if that's the platform that you're already using. So only useful for people on Shopify, but very useful if you are on Shopify. And that's the 3 handy URLs that I left in the presentation there.
Brilliant. Thank you, Rachel. Couple more questions came through while you're sharing those pages.
Oh no, I can't hear you again. I'm just going to refresh. Bear with me.
Oh no, it really is having a mare today. I'll wait for Rachel